Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the GWS vs St Kilda game that finished the round 10, and going through who went well, who didn't go so well, and who we can really target in the coming round. So before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here when it loads, yes, Cornelio 114, huge effort from him, but like most people are saying, he's been a little bit streaky. So glad that I obviously went Taranto, as I'm pretty sure outside of maybe, if I actually went Cornelio, if I look at Cornelio's ones, I should be able to see. So he wouldn't have beat him anywhere here. Round 5 and round 6, he went 115, 135. Round 5, 109, and round 6, 138. So didn't even beat him there. Any other big ones? 114, didn't even beat him there. So if you actually look at the scores, he's beat him in one game by 6 points. Outside of that, and then the next closest I think he's got to him is 6 points and 3 points down. And in round 1, in round 2, it was like 4 points down. So yeah, he really has not lived up to expectations, I guess, and it's really been Tom Green, the one that's taken hold of that midfield. So yeah, but a 114 from him, top scored for the GWS in this game. Daniels back to his best, maybe. I don't think so. I think this is just a one-off game, but could completely be wrong with that. Then you have Green here back to his best, I guess. And I think he's going to return to a 110 scorer. I think there was just a little bit of a blip. But, you know, there's not much you can really do to stop him, to be honest. And he ended up scoring 111, which is just really good. Kelly, 97, just had a bad second quarter. And then Whitfield, this was an annoying one. If you see here, he got 18 in the quarter still, but he was out for the first 12 to 13 minutes. I honestly thought they were almost going to pull the plug on him as he looked injured. But if we look at the stats here, you'll see his handball to kick ratio was terrible. And usually he sits, I'm going to say, looking at this, probably a 1.3, 1.4 kick to handball ratio. And he sat at 0.6. So if we flip that around to what his ratio normally is, he's probably sitting 7 points higher or so. And that gets him up to a 93, and he didn't have any marks as well. A 93 in an injury-affected game where he sat out 10 to 15 extra minutes as well, because he sat out an extra 3 or 4 in the first, as well as 12 in the second, meaning he was on the bench for, I think, 16 minutes, where he would have been on it for about 4 or 3. So in that time period, because he would have been, he probably wouldn't have come off to end the first, and he probably would have had a spell in the early second or something, or sometime around there. So he was off for an extended period of 11 more minutes. And as you can see here, he sort of was a little bit down on his percentages, I think. So 10 more minutes off for him basically meant that another 10 minutes and he probably would have ended up around 100, 105 without even marks. So I'm not too disappointed with that pick. I mean, he came up against a hard St Kilda matchup. I should have really thought about that matchup. Comes up now against a really hard matchup in Geelong, but once we can get through this Geelong matchup, he has Richmond, which he should do really well. He has North, which he should do really well. And from memory, I think Freo are giving up a little bit of points to defenders. If we look at the Swans, midfield, defender. No, I need last round, not prices. Midfield, defender here, 76. Not really giving up many points, are they, actually, now looking at it? So that could be a tough matchup as well, but hopefully Whitfield just pulls through. Now on to Perriman. Didn't expect... He actually fell off because he was on 49 and then he just fell. So, yeah, 86 from him, quite disappointing. Briggs, Hogan, Callahan, Green, Ash, O'Halloran, Riccardi, no one else here really to talk about, to be honest. And then Angwin, 32, has just sort of stopped, to be honest. Then they have 2 more injuries here, so more backman. Surely Faye comes in now, even though I know that these two are like Nick Haynes and Himmelberger over 192 or something like that. I think that pretty much confirms Fleeton in. So I wouldn't jump on him yet, as he hasn't really shown us anything to really warrant him getting picked up, as his break even still, I think, positive. But certainly has that job security now that Himmelberg and Haynes are out, it seems like. But hopefully Faye comes in next week, as that could be a huge thing if he does come in, as that will probably enable me to go grab someone absolutely huge, or to it would probably, if Faye comes in, it would enable me to make a bigger move, I should say, rather than some of the moves now. But I guess I have enough cash to do whatever I want, really. But if Faye comes in, I would be able to sort out a couple of just bad players at the moment. Then we got Sinclair, Steele, Marshall, Wangadine, Malira, Stocker, Gresham. So all of these guys have just scored really well. I mean, Sinclair had two goals, 37 touches, so he was absolutely huge. Steele had 121, absolutely huge. I think he might have ended up with 25 touches, 11 tackles, I want to say. So he was probably the better choice over over the likes of McPherson. But McPherson allowed me to get Aitken, and Aitken has made 170k and has a good break even this week, so Aitken might end up making me around that 220, 230k, and that would be absolutely huge, rather than going with Steele and having to get, I guess, some other guys in. Marshall 110, saved it. Malira 107, absolutely huge third quarter. Stocker ended up 93, so he's just there or thereabouts. Wilkie 88, but he's been super inconsistent. King came in first game and got 83. Crouch, Wood 77, so a little bit lower, especially because he saved it in the fourth quarter with a 33, but had a bad second quarter. Hill, Butler, Higgins, Phillip, who got a 70, so he's gone back-to-back big weeks, hasn't he? I believe he has, or 2 and 3. Philippou here, I think I traded him out on this 66, then he's gone 52 and 70, so he's ended up making a little bit of cash, but I just don't know how consistently he can make cash, to be honest. Battle, Webster, Burns, Clark, Howard, Cameron Minty of 44, Ross. Owens is going to have a massive break even in the next couple of weeks, and he's really started to just drop a little bit. And then Patton as well, 33. So, yep, another game in the books. Another game where another round where we've had some injuries, and especially in this game we had one guy injured. I think we ended up with one guy injured. Higgins had a swollen hand because he got stepped on. We had 2 injuries in this game as well, in this GWS side as well. So we probably in the end had somewhere close to 7 or so injuries in the round, 8 injuries in the round, and again, none of them my players, so touch wood, hopefully that continues. But that's basically the video there, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks guys, goodbye.